with spring just around the corner, getting lots of questions as to how to switch up the construction of your sport coats and blazers to make them more casual and just more appropriate for the season. So this book right here, Dorme Naturals, is what I'm wearing today. And there's lots of interesting blends with bamboo, silk, linen, wool, cotton, but some colors to look for. The jade green, which I am wearing a variation of it. It's more of a Tuscan green. And then this jewel tone down here with more of a misty finish. You're going to see lots of that heading into the spring summer season. But let's talk about construction. And there's 4 basic types of construction for a sport coat or a blazer. So this particular jacket I designed for a gentleman whose wife wanted to get him something that would be a check all the boxes sport coat. So if you think about the finish of the jacket, it's got that glossy traditional sport coat finish, very muted blues and earth tones. I call this a shadow plaid. It goes with pretty much any pack color, but we went with the full lining because A, the lining is very interesting, and B, this is a jacket that might be dressed up with a tie or dressed down with a pair of jeans. So that is a full lined jacket. This sport coat here also has a glossy finish, but if you note, the inside of the jacket, so basically the back panel has the lining removed and you just have the lining across the front panels and across the back. So this is referred to as a half-lined jacket. Again, you're taking the central portion of the lining out and just leaving the lining across the front panels and the shoulders. Still a very glossy, dressy material. The reason you might opt for a half-line jacket is to just give you a little bit more of a casual fit. The air certainly goes through the back a little bit easier, and it just changes things up slightly. But again, from a material standpoint, this is still going to be your traditional dressy sport coat material. As we move across, this jacket here is still 100% wool, but it has that very distinctive textured vintage or torch effect. And so on this jacket, we opted for a quarter-lined construction. So we're continuing to remove the different parts of the material. So the front panels, which are part of a half line, are removed, and the only lining would be across the back right there. So the reason for doing this would be to A, have a little bit of pop of color, and B, some guys like the feel of the lining across their back or their lats. And so this is a quarter line jacket right here. Again, the less lining that you'll see in a jacket is typically going to be a more textured sport coat, and that will lead us to this jacket. This is a pattern that I wanted to do for a really long time. I saw this window pane in one of our fabric books a while back, and a gentleman's wife came in right before the holidays to pick out some gifts for his birthday, and this is a completely unlined sport coat. So if you were to feel this, it feels like you're wearing more of a shirt than a sport coat. The blend in this material is the trifecta or the tri-blend, silk, linen, and wool. So you've got the softness of the silk, the body of the wool, and then of course tons of texture with the linen. This as a completely unlined or unstructured jacket is just awesome. You could wear it in the hottest, muggiest temperatures and you'll still feel very cool. The texture is really popping, which is why you opted for an unlined jacket, which is what I'm wearing today in my sport coat. So as you're commissioning your next piece for the upcoming season, think about the material, the finish, the pattern, and then have a conversation with whoever you're working with regarding the construction. Happy dressing, my friends.